Okay, so to create a face mask with a single opening for a filter towards the top of the face mask, you're going to need a piece of a rectangle piece of fabric. Normally I do one that's about 10 inches wide. This one just happened to be a fat quarter that I cut in half, so I'm not exactly sure what the dimensions are on this particular piece of fabric, but it will work the same regardless of the size of your fabric. So what I did first is I took the rectangle piece and I serged along the smaller end on both sides. I will add the dimensions of the rectangle that I used for Sarah's face mask to this later. So I serged across the top and the bottom, but I didn't across the other sides. You can see these are still unfinished because they're going to get caught in the serger later. If you don't have a serger and you want to use a sewing machine, the same thing, you can do the same thing just by folding, double folding and sewing across that, the top and bottom pieces. Okay, so those pieces are like that. Then you are going to turn so that you're folding it with your two serged edges together like this. Then you're going to fold that piece down and iron or press across the top of that. That's going to keep that completely in place. Then you're going to create your pleats, and I do that on my ironing board. I turn the folded piece to the back. That's going to be across the top of your face mask. I create 3 pleats by just pinching my fabric. 1, 2, 3, and then I iron across those. They work best if they're centered in your face mask. This one's a little off center, and that's okay. So the next step is going to be, I take my my fabric and I sew across the top. I serge across each end to hold those pleats in place. Then I fold it over like this, and then I sew right across the edge here, which creates the pocket for the strap. Whether you're doing an ear strap or a tie around your head, you're going to need a pocket for that. So I'll catch a video of that in a minute so that you can see the rest of how it's done. You can see now that I've serged down these sides on both sides. That's going to hold the pleats in place for the next step. So here I am I folded down the edges of the face mask. So that's the skinny edge. I folded it towards the side that the filter opening is on. So the filter pocket's right here. So that's tucked right up in there, and I'm going to sew directly down each side. Obviously I have a zipper foot on here, which is not what you should be sewing with normally, but it's what it was on my machine, so I'm just using it for now. So I'm going to sew down both sides of that, and that's going to create the pocket here for the straps. Okay, so here is the finished face mask. On the back side, you can see the opening is here at the top where you can put your filter piece or filter fabric in. We'll shoot the straps through these pockets. Normally I use I don't have one on my table, a giant hair bobby pin for my kids. They do ballet, the super long ones that are a couple inches long. They're really easy to pull these the straps through, or a bodkin if you have one of those, that would work as well. So that's how I finish mine off. The actual measurements for the ones that I normally make are 10 inches wide. The fabric is normally 10 inches wide and somewhere around 15 inches long. But I will double check that to make sure. On the original ones that I made, they were a little bit different than the ones that I sent to Sarah because I was using some pre-cut quilt pieces for that. So I thought this one turned out super cute. It was left over from Easter fabric a while back, so it's kind of neat. Anyway, hope that helps.